Hello, I'm Patrick from Southwest Trailer Sales in Ramona, California, in the San Diego area, and we're here today to talk about the Trails West new aluminum Sierra Select. Now, this is a very different trailer in the sense that this is a vacuum bonded technology, and what that means is they're taking 2 sheets of aluminum and vacuum bonding it over a super high density foam. Let me show you a piece of that right now. This is a section of that foam, and this is a section of what the walls are built out of. So you have incredibly high density foam. You can literally drive this over this with a car. We'll show you that later. But what that does is it gives you incredible protection for your horse because the aluminum sheets are bonded all over the entire surface of this wall to the high density foam. If you notice the door here, incredibly light, but again, this whole door is incredibly strong because the whole door is all vacuum bonded technology. The dressing room by Trails West is hands down the smartest dressing room money can buy. Everybody provides this, tactile organizer, that's pretty simple, but here's where the real magic starts. The swing out saddle rack, no levers, no mechanisms, very easy to use. You've got a bag here for your splint boots. And what's the one thing you never have room for is your saddle pads. So now we've got a swing out rack that holds 8 saddle pads, very convenient. In the corner, we've got a 25-gallon water tank. So now you're packing your own water. You don't have to worry about lugging water or your horse is drinking from an unknown source. One of the unique features that's exclusive to the Trails West water tank is that it actually fills from the bottom. So this is a very simple washing machine hose, but it gives you a female end to both ends. So you can put your garden hose onto here, turn your garden hose on, turn the ball valve on at the bottom of the tank. It fills from the bottom, and what's really cool is when the tank is full, what most people do is they're out loading their horses while their tank is filling, and what this one does is it's got an overflow tube, and rather than flooding your saddle compartment and making a muddy mess, if you overflow your water tank, it goes through onto the ground. Every other water tank out there fills from the top, and therefore, if you forget to turn the hose off while you're loading your horses, it overflows all over this and becomes a muddy mess. Another feature of the vacuum bond technology that the walls and the ceiling are all vacuum bonded. So this is all incredibly strong, but it also has an R16 insulation factor. Now most horse trailer roofs are not insulated at all, and so you have an aluminum roof which collects heat, and that's right where your horse's head is, and there's no insulation whatsoever. Even if another brand of trailer was insulated, a 1-inch low-density foam is R5. Because this is R16, it offers you much more protection against the heat and the cold. One of the other features of the Trails West product, even though this is an aluminum trailer, it's unique in that it's the only aluminum trailer in the market that has full body paint. And what's different than that is, in the other brands, is that these sheets come in as raw aluminum silver sheets. And they prime and paint it just like you paint a car. More specifically, they paint it like you paint an airplane, because this is DuPont Emron catalyst hardened paint. It's one of the most expensive paints. It's designed to paint airplanes. It's designed to be out on tarmacs in the sun, not washed very often and never waxed. So the thickness of this color here is 3 mils thick, which is basically 3/1000ths of an inch thick. A standard aluminum sheet comes on the other brands of trailers, the color coating on it comes coated from the factory and it's 1 mil thick. So this is 3 times as thick and it's much more UV resistant. That's one of the other magic features of the Sierra Select with the full body paint. Okay, one of the nice features of the Trails West product is that you can add a ramp to any of these trailers. We just simply take off this rubber bumper, and if you want to add a ramp onto it, we take the bumper off, we put a ramp up, and you can have it with a ramp. So you really have your choice of getting it with double doors or a ramp behind it. Trailer's very well equipped. We've got built-in backup lights, so you put your vehicle in reverse, and as long as your vehicle is wired properly, which is the standard 7-pin plug on all new trucks, you have backup lights. You can see where you're going at night. I love that feature because when I back up at my ranch, I got to back up about 100 feet to get to where I have to park, so I love that feature. LED lights, we've got dual lights, they're all LED, they're very reliable, super bright. We've got floodlights on this trailer. got locking door hasps, which are really nice. You can keep it locked up if you'd like. Then the door holdbacks are what we call positive door holdbacks. They won't blow open in the wind. And you take this feature right here, and as this swings around, this has a positive engagement, which latches the door positively so the wind can't blow it open. The other cool thing is once you get used to it, you can have a horse in one hand, use your foot right here, do that with one hand, have one hand on the horse, one hand on the door, and take care of everything you need to do. Very easy to use, very fast, very efficient. And again, with the positive door holdback, you don't have to worry about the door getting blown in the wind and causing a wreck with your horse. The horse box, I know we've touched on this a few times, but this vacuum bond technology is fantastic. Again, this whole trailer is incredibly solid and all R16 insulation. Great feature. The stalls on the Trails West product are a little bit different than some of the brands. They're angled at a 60-inch offset. And what that longer stall angle does is it stretches this diagonal to 129 inches on our standard stall and 137 inches on our warm blood stall. That's key because what some of the manufacturers have failed to figure out is on a slant load trailer, they all thought about let's build it tall, build it wide, but a lot of them didn't give the horses enough body length. And if you don't run that 60-inch stall, you get the long horses in here and they're all bunched up because they don't have enough room. With a full 7-foot wide trailer and a 60-inch offset, this will fit some nice big horses. In addition to having the 60-inch offset stalls that give you an incredibly long stall, Trails West has also added 12 extra inches of length to this rear stall. So very roomy. As a matter of fact, they put 2 tie rings in the back stall, and if the horses have the personality to get along with each other, and if you're a decent handler of horses, you could literally jump 2 15-hand quarter horses in this back stall. There's enough room for them to fit. The other nice feature about that 12 extra inches in the stall is you'll notice this doesn't telescope, it doesn't rattle. The Trails West is one of the cleanest, quietest trailers in the market. You can see it's really quiet, and the dividers click shut like a beautiful Mercedes car door. And this wraps around, and it can go up against the wall even without it having to telescope because the stall's long enough. And again, I invite you in to take a look at the stalls. Really long, really roomy. One of the other nice features of the Trails West product is that they build their own drop-down feed doors. And this actually is a feed door. You look at some of the brands of trailers, this is a feature that tends to get a little marginal. And a lot of brands, they basically have the window with a small piece of aluminum trim around it rather than the door. Again, back to the vacuum bond technology. This is a double skin, vacuum bonded door, very strong, stainless steel hinges, very stout. And the importance of these stainless steel hinges is, in the 2000s, there was a lot of aluminum hinges with stainless steel rods, and when people didn't use their trailers very much, the stainless steel rods would get electrolysis between the dissimilar metals of the aluminum, and then the hinges would freeze up. So this is an all stainless steel hinge, very reliable, very strong. Then another area on some of the other brands that isn't real strong are the travel bars. And this is 1/2-inch solid steel here, very strong, very reliable. And again, another great feature is this is all built by Trails West. So if something in the future, let's say 5, 6, 7, 10 years from now was to go bad, Trails West can still build this. Where one of the unfortunate things in the recession is there was a lot of door manufacturers that went out of business during the recession, and now there's trailers out there with feed doors that can't be replaced because the company that built those doors aren't even in business anymore. Again, this whole thing is built by Trails West, very much replaceable. Thank you for coming to see the Trails West Sierra Select at Southwest Trailer Sales.